that overnight success took 15 years.
That's right. Any successful business, I say this all the time, people see the business now, whether it's a pizzeria or a jewelry store, a realtor. Oh my, this guy's lucky. Dude, someone busted their ass for a long time. Even if now he's not putting in that many hours. Yeah, because he did it at the beginning.
And now he's got a well-oiled machine
exactly.
that he created.
There was sacrifice.
Yeah.
There's no tricks.
There's no, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Exactly.
It's like the gym. Who wouldn't want to be jacked?
Yes.
I can just take a pill every day and I'll be in tip-top shape. If that was the case, everybody would do it. Everybody would be rich. I always say it's very simple. It's just not easy. Simple. Get up early every day, work your balls off, find out whoever the most successful guy is in your particular business. Figure out what he's doing, pick his brain, and work harder than him. And guess what? In 3 or 4 years, you'll be successful.
Do you believe in having a mentor? A lot of people I've had on the show talk about a mentor and how they played a part.
Of course. I had them in the stock business. I really didn't have one in the mortgage business. The thing about the stock business, though, I always think like that life that I lived for that long, I always use this analogy. It would basically be like, I tell this to George all the time because he's an ex-cop, is like you have 2 security guards in Target. One is the head of security, he's been there for 15 years, and another guy's a Green Beret that just retired and says he's going to work part-time in Target for a couple of days. It's like the mortgage business to me is like, it's like a guy who's, you're a good salesman, but it's like I'm a Navy SEAL. Not to sound cocky, but I watched so many young guys in their 20s making millions. And it's not even like any one of them ever sat me down and said, hey kid, let me take you under my wing. And not one of them did. As a matter of fact, they did just the opposite. So you kind of had to be that guy who, and that's a Bronx thing as well. Like I can see I can see what this guy's doing and soak in the good stuff and get rid of the bad stuff. But I just watched people that were very, very successful, watch what they did, emulated them. Not one of them really had the time to sit down. I was watching an interview with Brett Favre and who's the quarterback now for Green Bay? Aaron Rodgers. And Brett Favre did nothing for Aaron Rodgers. If anything, he tried to hamper him because he knew he was going to take his spot. Yeah. And so the way Aaron Rodgers figured it all out is you got to emulate that guy who's trying to do things to basically set you back, because that's how it was in the stock business as well. Like I work for you now, but you know that if you teach me too much, that the tables are going to turn.
Right.
And so a lot of times in the sales business, you see that as well. You have a guy who's willing to train you until you become too successful, and you're like, oh shit, how do I slow this guy down? I need to keep him underneath me so I can continue to make money off of him.
Right.
So I ran into a lot of that. So for me, it was always, I learned a lot from just people's mistakes of what not to do. This guy made a shitload of money, but he's a degenerate gambler. This guy made a shitload of money, but he thinks he's a big shot. He's out in the nightclub 3 times a week. So a lot of my, I wouldn't say I had any mentors, but I had a lot of people that I could learn from what to do and what not to do, which is even more important sometimes.
That's great advice for anybody listening out there. Learn from other people's mistakes.
No doubt.
Right?
True, absolutely.
And of course, make a few.
Listen, you gotta make them yourself. But if you have a friend who did X, Y, and Z and they imploded, and if you do the same thing, then you're just a moron.
Exactly. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you have that?
It's funny because when we were kids, remember, I was like, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? And again, in this day and age, guy, 5 months from now is like 5 years when we were kids.
Right.
And so my plan is to become an investor, to keep doing what I'm doing, just same thing you're doing, and trying to find a couple of deals along the way for myself, tuck them under my belt. But ultimately, I think I'm going to be in the same business. I hope I'm in the same business. The only way I'm not in this business is if something crazy happens and I'm forced to leave, which I hope doesn't happen. But if it does, I'm prepared for it because I've reinvented myself several times in my lifetime. But in a perfect world, I'll have my office in the Bronx. I'll still be doing a ton of business, and I'll own a couple of investment properties and set myself up.
Sounds good. I wish you continued success. Anybody looking to get a mortgage, first-time home buyers or investors, Mr. John Kelly is definitely someone to get in touch with. Definitely help you out. Before we go, though, I got to ask you a couple of questions. I know you know about my show. I got to ask you your favorite NBA player, your favorite rapper, and your favorite rap album.
Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Biggie Smalls. I'm not sure the name of the album was Biggie's first album.
Ready to Die. Ready to Die.
There you go.
Love it. Michael Jordan, of course, the greatest player ever. I'm a Bird guy, but I still know Jordan's the best ever. I can admit that.
As an Irishman,
I get upset.
I
get upset with these LeBron comparisons. I can't even.
It shouldn't even be in the same sentence. It's disgusting. That's the young Bucks. They don't know.
And I can't fight the Biggie one either. It's Biggie.
He's right. Is Biggie yours as well? Nas?
You know what? Who was it? That's a great question. Biggie's definitely one of them. I like some old school. I like Rakim and KRS-One. I'm like a KRS-One was a big rock joke. I ain't no joke. Rakim. I'm like
love those guys too.
Yes. So I love the Beastie Boys too. But thanks for coming by, brother. Much continued success, my man.